This Jock's 94.5 podcast is brought to you by Millennium Satellite and Video. Log on to msbnow.com. TV excellence everywhere. That's Millennium. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning starts now.
Efforting Bruce Feldman to have him on and discuss his article up now at The Athletic, top 25 players of the 2000s. That top of the list is going to be a little interesting for folks. I was interested in our previous caller, Greg, saying that if Freeze does not win 8 or 9, you pick, that the administration needs to let him know he's on the hot seat.
They put out like a...
How does that conversation go?
Well, do you put out like a memo?
An all-points bulletin?
I just don't.
Is that going to make the bottom line on ESPN? Hot seat engaged. The pilot is lit.
My question is, who determines the hot seat?
Who puts him on it?
I think the check writers are the ones that determine the hot seat, and they're the ones that are fully behind him. So I don't think he's in jeopardy outside of a complete and utter failure this year. I don't think there's any jeopardy of him being relieved of his duties. I think he's done a pretty good job, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure. I think last year there was 3 or 4 very disappointing performances, but for the most part, I think they're poised to take a big step this year. So I'm optimistic about him.
All right, we'll continue that conversation. Want to bring in Bruce Feldman of Fox Sports and The Athletic to have a different conversation, one that still may involve Auburn, though, Bruce, and that is your article up now at The Athletic, the top 25 players of the 2000s. You put a lot of work into this, talked to a lot of people about it. What was the most surprising thing you heard or learned about one of the players that made your list?
Ooh, good question. I think it was just how many either TV analysts or scouts or different people who were like, Reggie's the guy. Reggie Bush is the guy. And what surprised me a little bit, knowing some of those people pretty well, or some people I've worked with, was these are people who actually may not even like Reggie from their own dealings with him, but they're like, he was the best player. It was interesting to me just because I know how some of them maybe, kind of feel about him, and sometimes those opinions kind of seep into maybe how they actually think of somebody's, merits. But he was so special that for most people I talked to, it was like he was by far the number one guy. And initially in my mind, I was like, all right, I'm going to probably have Ndamukong Suh second, and maybe Reggie is like 4th or 5th. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to defer to a lot of the people who are just like weighing in about, because I would say, Christian McCaffrey was really special. I'm like, yeah, he was, but Reggie was different. It was all kind of that. So just that there was so much support for Reggie Bush from the experts I talked to.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would push back on that whatsoever. But what all went into it? Because the number one player is Cam Newton, and I don't think anyone would really push back, but it was one season. How much did you factor in the amount of time spent as a starter at whatever place they were at? Because Jaden Daniels on there for 2 different schools and 4 years of what he accomplished. Was it kind of based on your ceiling? How did you kind of factor all that in?
I really use Greg just in terms of greatest in my head, is who is the greatest player. So I'm looking at what was the best, the best year you had. I'm not saying body of work didn't matter. Tim Tebow was more of a body of work guy. But, look, Joe Burrow, to me, LSU had the greatest offense I've ever seen in college football. Joe Burrow couldn't get on the field at Ohio State. And then his first year at LSU, he was good, but they weren't anything like what they were in 2019. But to me, what I still think of him, you remember him at his best. And, you guys have both had your own, unique connections to Cam and Auburn, and that, like, I I don't know. I was blown away by what he did with the players around him. Look, Nick Fairley was a terrific college player, but relative to the teams who were winning national titles and putting up, like what Cam did was just remarkable to me. And I think that's the part that was really, something that just stood out, because you're also looking at guys who maybe have a body of work, and then you're looking at other guys where, it was maybe one great year, and maybe they only played 2 years. I mean, Tyrann Mathieu only played 2 years at LSU, but I just remember how impactful he was, how unique of a player he was, and to me, it's different than like the NFL where guys can play for a long time. I just think it's like greatest to me is like, and again, these seasons are longer, so it wasn't like, hey, this guy had one great game. It wasn't, I'm not saying diminishing Tavon Austin, but if I was going to judge, like, what was the most awesome performance, like Tavon Austin against Oklahoma's up there, but it's different than some of these other things. So that was for me how I looked at it. I looked at it as more like when they were at their best.
Can I credit?
How great was that?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Bruce. I apologize.
No, I was just going to say, like, when they were at their best, how great was their great?
I would also like to commend you for having Quentin Nelson at 25. I don't know how many people you talked to that threw him in the mix or wanted him on the list, but as somebody that if I would have had a Heisman vote would have been number one on that ballot, that I don't think it would have been wrong to take him with the number one pick. That's how good of a player he was in college. Greg rolls his eyes, but that's where I was on him. So thank you for at least
right guard's a big deal.
I'm going to defer to our mutual friend Aaron Taylor. Aaron and I work together at CBS. He knows
Notre Dame
more about. Well, I said to him, I'll tell you this behind the sausage here. I said, hey, I got Joe Thomas, I got Penei Sewell, I got Bryant McKinney. I forgot who the other one was. And for him, it came down to Penei Sewell or Quentin Nelson. He explained to me his rationale, and I'm going to defer to him on that.
My rationale would be put the bowl game on against LSU and look what he did to multiple number one draft picks on that defense. And that's about all you need to see. So, Greg,
check the tape.
Floor is yours.
What has been the biggest point of contention? I would imagine Tebow at 8 would be somewhat controversial. I actually kind of agree with it. I think it's about right. Vince Young, I would imagine probably a little controversial. He was at 7, I believe. Andrew Luck, to me, there's nobody that I think played the game at a higher level with all due respect, pretty average supporting cast.
We've got a couple into the show, Bruce, and it's Manziel not being on the list. How has that happened?
That was it. And you know what's funny is I spent more time around Johnny than I probably did almost anybody on that list. Maybe anybody, because I was like, worked on a QB book, and it was really the last year of Johnny there. And Johnny was awesome. And I don't, because he was awesome in terms of like they had a top 5 season. When did that happen in the previous 49 years or so at Texas A&M? And, it's hard to keep the list to 25. I probably should have had him on. That's the one where I was like, maybe I overthought this, to be honest. I don't know. It's because it was 2 great years. They were wild and tumultuous, but honestly, Cam's great year was wild and tumultuous. Tyrann Mathieu was too. I don't know. That was the one I was like, because people would say to me, because I went to my editor and I was like, is there anything obvious you're missing or you think I'm missing here? And he was like, Adrian Peterson. And I was like, I get into Adrian Peterson. I start thinking like Saquon was awesome. And I was around Saquon and covered him more than I did Adrian Peterson. But, it's hard to keep the list of 25. Johnny is the one where I was like, I think I would have probably redid that part at the end. And I don't think I would have bumped Quentin Nelson. So then do I bump Tyrann Mathieu or I don't know. That was the tough one for me.
The duration of it makes it tough. Like you look at that 1 year Quentin Williams had at Alabama, and you could probably say he might deserve to be on this list just because it was that good. He was that unstoppable. He was a guy that nobody could do anything about. So there were different factors that had to go into it in different ways. Whose mind or what player in your mind changed the most on your perception of them? Maybe you thought they were the greatest thing ever, and now okay, maybe I was a little overacted a little bit, or didn't think as highly of them after all the people you talked to and you put them in a different category today?
It's actually, Greg mentioned it a minute ago. Like, I started out with Andrew Luck in the 20s, and then the more people I talked to, our friend Stanford Steve, we talked about how he kind of changed that program. Now, Stanford football stinks again, but the fact that they went, look, a big part of that was Harbaugh, but also it was him. He was a guy who helped change the perception of that program, and it happened pretty fast. And obviously, to me, that, if you were in that moment when Harbaugh got there, again, a lot of it was Harbaugh, but like Pete Carroll was the powerhouse in the West Coast. They went after it, and then, in middle of his career, they're winning BCS bowls, and top recruits are wanting to go there. So I would say, he was one for me that I kept on bumping him up higher and higher the more people I had conversations with that I respected. And I was like, yeah, that's one I think that he needs to be in the top 15, not like 24.
Monster. Absolute monster. The best and most talented quarterback I've ever seen as far as just a complete freak.
He was good. He was really good at everything, right?
He was unbelievable.
A guy who could run, who was accurate, super smart, super cerebral. Like,
he was unbelievable.
He checked off every box in a resounding way.
He was absolutely incredible. A couple defensive linemen that made the list. I was kind of intrigued because Terrell Suggs is not a guy. He came in at number 10, and he was not a guy that garnered a ton of attention.
Nobody
I feel like in college.
Nobody saw him play. Those games weren't even on television then. He's playing at midnight.
Yeah, like
oh my gosh! Why? What is wrong?
I'm just letting you know.
Why do you have to take shots?
That's not a shot. That's one of the reasons. Like that was right before Pac-12 After Dark got cool, and I mean, I would love to do a study, Bruce, of when his games were even on and what networks they were on.
Go look at this came up last night. The Athletic has an offsite right now. Last night we were in the bar and we were talking. People were looking up like, what was that on Versus? Was that on PBS? Was that Fox Sports Net? I'm sure Petros was doing a bunch of those games. It was like, was anybody watching? You might not have heard them. You might have seen them in a sports bar late at night. That was the deal. But the sack numbers he put up were insane. It was almost from the moment he got there, he was super productive. And, I asked Rick Neuheisel about him because he had a game where we couldn't block him. And he was like, man, I had that kid coming on a recruiting visit and our admissions people were like, yeah, I don't know if we can take him. And then all of a sudden he has like 4.5 sacks and 6 TFLs against them. And and that's what he did to almost everybody.
Was there, how much did you take into account supporting cast? Because that's what I think separates Andrew Luck a little bit. I mean, he just didn't have anyone else around him. Terrell Suggs, I think, would be somewhat comparable, with all due respect to the supporting cast that Lamar Jackson had at Louisville. The guy was honestly almost by himself.
It's the worst offensive line for any Heisman Trophy winner I've ever seen.
The guy was absolutely absurd. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And yet, Joe Burrow sits at 4. And I'm not sure there's ever been a quarterback that has ever taken the field with a better supporting cast than Joe Burrow. It was absurd with what he had in Jamar Chase and what he had in Justin Jefferson, who are two of the best players, not just in college, but now have transcended even in the NFL. So how much did you factor in supporting cast?
A lot, because that helped cement. And look, I had some, I leaned on Cole for some of this too when it came to Cam, and I knew, it was Nick Fairley, and then again, I'm not knocking Lee Zemba. There were really good college players, but in terms of like who's winning national titles, the supporting cast, like Vince Young had some elite guys around him. He was amazing, but there was also like that secondary was loaded. There were some good linemen on that team. But you said it about, Greg, when you're talking about Lamar. I mean, Des Fitzpatrick got drafted later, a couple of years later. They were not like great skill guys. The offensive line, as Cole said, was atrocious. And he almost beat that Clemson team that won the national title. I don't think he almost beat them single-handedly, but they were leading Clemson in 2016. They ended up losing, I think it was 42-36. They were leading that game late in the fourth quarter. Again, that was a national title team. And he did some amazing things. And I mean, look, he's doing it in the NFL, and obviously he's got Derrick Henry and really good players on defense, but that guy is an awesome player. And I think in the case of like what I give Joe Burrow credit, and again, some of this is like maybe because I spent so much time around that team and their national title run, but there has never been a high level quarterback who was more coach on the field than what I saw from Joe Burrow. I know how much Ogeron leaned on him for so many decisions and managing the locker room and all that. But yes, like you said, like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he didn't have a great NFL career. He was a really, really excellent college quarterback, especially for the system they ran. I mean, they changed so much schematically because, hey, this is what Joe likes. Like if you go back and remember, your alma mater took it to them really in his first year as a starter. They couldn't get anybody open. He was holding the ball. It was like, hey, I want everybody out, kind of thing. And that's why I had him so high up there. Yeah, he did have great weapons around him. Yeah, they did cater the system to him, but they catered the system to him because it was like he told them what he needed and they listened to him. And so it's hard, you're trying to manage or balance players who maybe didn't have much around them. They put it on their back as opposed to some guys who were perfect fits and elevated everybody around them.
Bruce, it's great.
The coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff. Thank you so much for hopping on with us. Really cool to just kind of talk to you about the process of going about this, how you came up with some of the guys that were on it, where they were, and then some of the guys that weren't. We'll share it from our account and let the folks go read it. Appreciate you taking some time today.
I appreciate you guys. Okay, see you soon.
Thanks, Bruce. Bruce Feldman joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Interesting conversation. Greatest players of the 2000s. We'll share some of our thoughts on the other side. First, I want to tell you about Game Day Men's Health. Share thoughts with you on if you're feeling maybe like brain fog is a problem for you, if you're lacking sleep, if you're lacking energy, Game Day Men's Health can help you. Could be low testosterone, could be some other things. Maybe you just need to get some weight off. They have multiple weight loss programs they can help you with there. Peptides in stock now for anti-aging, better sleep, appetite suppressant. They can help with all that there through the peptide program that they have. Holistic approach to health and wellness. Minimal upfront cost for the programs that they offer. All you have to do is go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com, set up a free consultation, get the free PSA test, free testosterone test, and they're going to know where you stand right then and there. Mention Mac and Cube, save 10% on anything that they do. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. That's GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Who would be number one for us on this list? You can also share with us who would be number one for you. 800-239-9569. Tweet in at Mac and Cube. We'll discuss it right after this on Jocks 94.5.
Go inside Jocks 94.5 on Jocks TV. Morning Jocks, Mac and Cube, Remand Front, video simulcasts are presented by Bill Smith Buick GMC and Game Day Men's Health. Watch on the Jocks mobile app and YouTube by searching Jocks 94.5 TV.
All right, 9:21 a.m. Jocks 94.5 set to get first pitch going at the Hoover Met. Texas A&M, Mississippi State. I'm going to get it going first off. We're watching the SEC Network do some interviews with players on the field before the game and just kind of running through some of the messaging there. What do we think that is?
Well,
we're going to play Bulldog baseball.
It just takes one. It just takes one. And, when bats have been getting hot.
Well, it's the hitter's part, guys, so we're going to go out there and we'll try to hit. That's what we're going to try to do.
And you know what the best thing is? We got Jimmy on the bump, and we're going to pick him up. And that's, he's going to be out there, and he's going to be throwing strikes, and we feel really good about getting them behind the count early. And if, hey, they hit it hard, we're going to make a play for them.
I'll tell you, number one thing we got to do today, we got to hit the baseball. If we hit the baseball, we're going to be fine. We got to hit the baseball, and then the next thing we got to do is run the bases. We run them bases, we're going to be good. I think that's number one, number two for us today.
I think the big thing is we got to get some good at bats early. We got to see pitches early. And then if we can see pitches early, I think that'll give us a good chance of hitting the ball.
I would agree. We got to see the ball, hit the ball, run after we hit the ball. I tell you what the main thing is, we're locked in right now. I told them at the team hotel, put the phones away, get your tweets out the way, text your girlfriend, and that's what we did. We got locked in on that bus ride over here. Now, it took 3.5 minutes, but we got locked in during them 3.5 minutes. And we're going to go out there and play Mississippi State baseball today. And we play Mississippi State baseball, we're going to win. We play Mississippi State baseball. We're going to win this game today.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
And the other thing, too, what I like about this team is we got a bunch of guys that are hungry. We got a bunch of guys that feel like there's still a lot to accomplish in this season.
It's all in front of us right now.
Everything's in front of us. Everything is in front of us. I know we've played 61 games, but actually everything is in front of us now. And I think the best part is we play this game here at 9:30 Central, and I know that God's going to give us the power to wake up early today and hit the ball hard somewhere. I know that. And I know this. This team and their approach here in the last 37 minutes since their alarm went off at 8:45 local, I know those 37 minutes have been spent thinking about hitting the ball hard and backing up our pitcher.
Well, I'm going to tell you two things about this Aggie baseball team. Number one is you say challenge today against Mississippi State. It's not a challenge. It's an opportunity for our baseball team right now. It's not a challenge. This is an opportunity for us to prove where we are, where we need to be. Number three, ain't nobody worried about going out tonight because it's 9:30 in the morning. All right? So we're locked in because all the going out tonight and what's going to happen later tonight in Hoover and City of Birmingham, we ain't thinking about that right now. We got fresh chalk on the baselines. It's the hitter's park. We hadn't washed our hats in 7 years. We're going to go out here and win a baseball game.
And hey, we're going to go through the lineup here. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to give it to the other coach, and I'm going to let him know that we're going to play baseball the right way today.
Better throw strikes. That's what I'm going to tell him.
And I want to remind everybody here at the Hoover Metropolitan, there are no sunflower seeds or tobacco products used on the field. Okay. Now Zins are fine. Now, just don't let them see you.
Synthetic. Can't test for it.
Can't test it. All right? Now,
you guys, what we need today, we need a good approach from our batters. We need a good approach at the plate is what we need, and we're going to take care of business. We play Aggie baseball, and we ain't going to lose this game. That's what needs to happen. We got to throw strikes, and we got to have a good approach at the plate. Be patient, but yet be aggressive.
Yeah, we got Big Jimmy on the bump. Yep.
I've never seen this in my life.
Hey, you're looking good here, Bob. You're looking good, babe.
The whole bullpen is lined up down the bullpen watching Ryan Prager warm up. Now, Ryan's 3-4 in the year, but I tell you what he does do is he can get good velocity on his fastball. Mississippi State struggled with that a little bit of time, so we're going to try to put that fastball over the plate. That's what I told him pregame. Ryan, ball over plate. If we do that today, we're in good shape.
I've realized
no balls in the dirt.
I thought that was a coach. That was amazing. Back to what we were
basically you, Greg, scholar athlete.
Back to what we was talking about. He won. Oh, he's the pitcher, so the coach had to accept it on his behalf.
He did look a little old.
I was going to say he looks a little old. The funny thing that I've noticed about baseball, and this has been this way since I was coming up as a young buck playing GBBA over the mountain. Baseball,
with my black pearl
a lot of things change. Okay, a lot of things change in sports, and we've now seen guys adjust. And things have to adjust because the modern athlete's different today than it was in the day. But one thing that hadn't changed is baseball haircuts. They get worse every year. As long as I got this little flippy flow out the back of my hat, I can hit the ball hard. And I know that. But what I've come to find out is I can't take the field without me a dang necklace. I need a necklace and a wristband.
Well, if you think you can win with one, you're wrong.
No. Heavier.
It's got to be rope necklace, fake diamond pearl necklace, and number necklace. Maybe team logo chain. But I tell you, we're going to go out there today. We're going to run 90 feet. Because I don't care how high the fence is here. I don't care how many logos they got out there. How many them trees out in right field. Don't matter. And I know they took that basketball goal down for $5,000 in right field. Should have kept it up. But I'll tell you this. Don't matter which one of these towns you go to, it's 90 feet. That's what I tell my kids. It's 90 feet.
It's all the
same.
That
don't change.
It's all the same. And the best thing is,
they put their pants on one leg at a time.
I've been telling the boys this all season.
90 feet.
I've been telling the boys this all season long. It's one pitch at a time. We're gonna win this game one pitch at a time. Now, that's on. Hey, that's at the plate, and that's in the field.
We ain't winning innings out here.
No.
This ain't the Savannah Bananas.
This game's going to be won by the team that takes it one pitch at a time, one play at a time. If we play it that way, we're going to give ourselves a great chance today, boys. All right?
Just lock in on that rubber, throw strikes. Have a good approach at the plate. Like Coach said, one pitch at a time. Be patient, yet aggressive. And we're going to win this ball game. I love it.
Great job, guys.
Coaches are the best.
They're the best.
Great job.
It's the most, it's amazing to me. Baseball coaches really are the best. They are. They're the best. They're the coolest guys. They're the most fun to hang out with. And all the messaging in baseball is the
I think they know they have the least control of it.
They have
Like,
no
it's just
control.
like, just
They
get
have
out
no
there and play,
control.
guys. Hey, guys, good luck.
Guys, go do your best. They're the coolest guys. They're the most fun to hang out with.
Here's your advice to your cleanup hitter. Get up there, get a rip, Jimmy.
Hey, takes one now.
Here's your advice to your fastest player when he gets on first. Get us a steal there, Billy.
Hey, you're going to go first to third today now, aren't you?
Here's your advice to your best pitcher. Get up there and get on the plate, Mark. Come on. I'm sorry, Mark is not a today's baseball player name. It'd be more like
Kalen, Braden.
Yeah. I gotta stop there.
Hayden.
I've seen some Haydens, some young MLB Hagens.
Hagen?
Hagen
Like
and Hayden.
Walter Hagen?
Both. Hagen and Hayden.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
You know what would be a great practice one day? How many first names, both male and female, are extinct? Who was the last Betty you met?
Not enough. Betty?
Betty?
Like as in Betty Crocker?
Sure.
If that's your go-to,
There's a restaurant.
Betty Boop.
Betty White was right there. But
Betty Boop?
Who's the last Reuben you met?
Reuben?
I think stuttered, they stopped. Literally, that was it.
That's the only
My
one
grandfather's name was Reuben.
I don't know. All I can ever think about I
got another one for you. The last Tom you met. The youngest Tom you met.
well, none of us know how old the heart is, so.
I
Probably.
assume 63.
That's about the line.
That'd
No,
Right
I got Meredith's cousin's name, Tom.
How old?
34?
He's the youngest on earth.
Gertrude.
Gertz.
Dead.
Yeah.
Never
Gone.
met one.
Literally right there next to Triceratops in the ground. It's not
No.
a real name anymore.
Actually, Gertie was.
Sylvia.
Gertie is a
The last
family.
Sylvia you met. My grandmother's name is Sylvia.
Yeah.
Gertrude is a family name, and Gertie was in the mix for my daughter.
But probably as
Not
a
from me.
probably
my
as a
wife.
middle name called something different.
She'd go by Gertie.
Yeah.
It was in the mix early until
What
I,
else?
until I squashed it.
What else is out there that's extinct?
I don't know.
Like I feel like now I know there's a lot of people our age, but of the younger generation, names like Brian. Do you see a lot of younger Brians?
No, there's a ton of. I knew a bunch of Brian's
I had
growing
a
up.
ton, like your
A
age,
bunch,
my age,
yeah.
our age, all. But
Yeah,
now,
I
like
know about
Brian's
younger
like
Brian.
dead now. Like nobody.
See, but it always comes back around. Like it always comes back around. But I'm trying to think of like another name that I haven't heard in a while.
Blanche.
I never met one.
Like my daughter's name's May, but I feel like May went away for a long time.
How many Harrys are there now?
I know a bunch of Harrys.
Harry Styles.
The
I know
younger ones though, he's probably the youngest
Yeah.
one.
The youngest one
I know.
Is
Well,
that
I
his
know.
real name?
I know a Harris. I know a Harry. Young.
But are they more Harry and not Harold?
The other one that's extremely popular, I feel like amongst the young generation.
I have the top.
young
I have the
ones.
top 10 of both, male, female. I'm gonna see if this is in the top 10.
I feel like
2024.
Jack has been very popular in the last 10 years, and I love that name. I think Jack's a great
James
name.
is in there.
James.
Now I
My
was thinking
son's
James
name's
is kind of an older one that has come back.
Yeah, my son's
Henry,
name's
I think, is an older one that's coming back.
James
Yeah,
has been
yeah,
used.
yeah.
James has been used for females now too. So James has now transcended both male and female. It can go both ways.
What isn't there a model named James King, female, something?
I feel like
could be wrong.
James is a
Jamie.
very popular middle name. I want to say like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively named their daughter something James, like Lily James or something like that,
Sure.
and that became a very popular name.
Most popular baby names for 2024. I'll give you those on the other side next. Mac and Cube in the morning.
The capital of the sports talk nation. This is Jock 94.5 and JocksFM.com.
Notre Dame's 2026 opener against Wisconsin at Lambeau Field has been moved to week 1, Sunday, September 6th, part of Labor Day weekend. So that's an extra Sunday game, Greg. You've talked about how there's a bigger window there to be taken advantage of, and now it looks like the Irish are going to do it.
We should have a triple header there every year. It should be big, big, big. So hopefully we continue to lean into that Sunday because it's the one Sunday a year where it's a holiday weekend and we can go wall to wall. It should be a noon, a 3:30, and a 7 every single year.
So we're going to be talking some baby names here, and something that you and your family go through to choose. You might have to wait for it, but one thing you never have to wait for is your dental care.
That's because Family Care Dental has you taken care of at the urgent care office where you can be seen the same day in several locations to make it easy on you. Their teeth whitening, free teeth whitening comes now with a routine appointment. They can get you in today. They can get you in Fridays and Saturdays. And most insurance plans are accepted. They're in 5 locations in Hoover, Fultondale, Homewood, Alabaster, and Trustful. So call Family Care Dental to book your appointment today. 874-9605. That's Family Care Dental. 874-9605.
Most popular baby names of 2024. How many do you think you could get on each list? Top 10.
I think I could probably do okay. I had a baby in 2024, so I think I'd have a chance.
Go for it.
I didn't have a baby. My wife had the baby. Yeah. Just want to make sure we clarify that. Olivia.
Number 1 female.
Yes.
Okay.
Jack.
No, but asterisk, I'll say.
Jackson.
No, there's a James at 5, and I do think some people name their children James and call them Jack.
Yes, that's accurate. So let's say James. I know James. Liam.
Number 1 on the male list.
Yeah. That's been a popular one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say
I'll say this.
Elizabeth.
The male list is more surprising than the female list here.
Elizabeth.
There's no Elizabeth, no.
Let's say Sophia.
Twice. PHNF. Both on the list.
Boom.
Wow.
Hammer time. Let's go with William.
Number 10 on the male
Let's go with
name list.
John or Jonathan.
Neither made the list.
Let's go with Thomas.
Did not make the list. Liam, Noah, Oliver, Theodore,
Teddy. That's
James.
a popular one.
That would be Theodore.
Yes, a lot named Theodore, shortened to Teddy.
Henry.
Henry.
That's a resurge.
That's been a big one.
Mateo.
Didn't see that one. A lot of babies in Italy last year.
Elijah. Lucas. William. Female names: Olivia, Emma, Amelia, Charlotte, Mia, Sophia.
Charlotte should have gotten that.
Isabella, Evelyn, Ava, Sophia again.
Wow, no Jaden. Or Jalen.
Nope. Not yet.
Not Jay.
It's a little early.
So it's coming back around?
Yes.
Okay.
Here is a list from Babbel.com. 1923 to 2023. Once ubiquitous first names that are now extinct. Ready? Arnold, Bernard, Bill, Billy, Cecil, Chester, Clarence, Clifford, Dale, Earl, Elmer, Ernest, Floyd, Fred, Glenn, Herbert, Herman, Lester, Lloyd, Milton, Norman, Ralph, Vernon, Virgil, and Willard. There's some in there that are gone.
Elmer's the first name? It ain't a glue?
I don't know when we'll get another Elmer.
Yeah.
First name. I think next in line there will probably be like a Willard. I don't know when we're going to get another Willard.
Yeah.
Maybe Vernon or Milton. Well behind there.
Milton as a first name?
Yep. McGregor. All right, on the female side, girls' names, Agnes, Ann. Ann is one that's it's added to now,
Right,
but a very
right,
popular name at one point that is just literally gone. Bernice, Bertha, Bessie, Betty, Dolores, Doris, Edna, Ethel, Geraldine, Gertrude, these are great, Gladys, Ida, Jean, Juanita, Lois, Lorraine, Marion, Majorie, Mildred, Minnie, Myrtle, Norma, Patricia, Pauline, Phyllis, Rita, Shirley, Thelma, Viola, Wanda, Willie, and Wilma. Basically, the entire cast of Scooby-Doo has
more or less,
been extinct.
That or Flintstones. Yeah.
Somebody just texted in. Says, my first name is Ernest, and I'm 27 years old.
I love it.
Wow. I know what you mean, Vern.
That's
okay.
sweet. You got a throwback name.
Yeah.
It's legit. I like it. Some of these are not coming back. I don't know of a female named Willie.
Don't even know.
No.
Do you think Karen will eventually end up on that list?
Oh, boy.
I don't know many young Karens.
I don't know any young ones.
And given its connotation now?
It's kind of like Katie. My age, Katie, everywhere.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a below 25 Katie. I don't know if that exists. Other than somebody that woke up from a coma.
Somebody texted in and says, why is Cole naming hurricanes?
They do feel like they go back to the old school names that are not used anymore, often.
Maybe that's for the best then.
Yeah.
Don't need Juanita out here wreaking havoc.
Well, I'll tell you the good news, guys. Ryan's got that curveball going today. When he's got that curveball going, he keeps some hitters off balance, and they're not able to lock in and drive that baseball. That's good news for our baseball club. Good news for our club. All right, we'll be back right after this.
Go inside Jocks 94.5 on Jocks TV. Morning Jocks, Mac and Cube, Remand Front, video simulcasts are presented by Bill Smith Buick GMC and Game Day Men's Health. Watch on the Jocks mobile app and YouTube by searching Jocks 94.5 TV.
Speaking of names, so far in this inning at the SEC Baseball Tournament, we've seen Gehrig and Ace up to bat.
There's some baseball names.
We also just saw Mississippi State lay down a bunt. I'll tell you one thing about my ball club. We ain't afraid to play small ball. How many bunts over under this weekend at the SEC tournament? 2.5. Over under.
Over.
I'll take the over.
Over?
Yeah.
Really?
Heck, we just got one.
Single elimination?
We just got one.
I think there'll definitely be some small ball.
Tell you what we do. We put the ball in play.
We just want to move runners over, get them in his position.
Scoring position, baby.
Now we got 2 whacks at it to get them home now.
Hey, so we got to run a second here. I need you to put this ball in play, kid. So I need you to lock in, see the ball, drive the ball.
Hey, leave it up there. Leave it up there.
Just change his eye line, but you almost gave him a haircut, too.
That ain't your pitch.
A couple tweets coming into the show. AC tweets in, I'd like it known that Greg's baseball dad coach voice drifted into Uncle Si from Duck Dynasty there at the end. Also, Garrett Anderson tweets in, Greg's baseball coach voice sounds like every middle school principal in Texas.
My southern voice does have a Texas twinge. I'm definitely got to. You can take the boy out of Texas, but you can't take the Texas out of the boy.
Kip tweets in, my mother and my oldest daughter's name is, sorry, I just updated and completely went away from me there. So I lost it. Is Elise after Beethoven's, how do you pronounce that?
Fior.
Oh, exactly what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle tweets in, can you imagine the president in 2060 named Braxton, Zephyr, Jackson, or Jaxley?
Ladies and gentlemen, your president,
And now
Jackson Vanderbilt.
Now we got a Noah up to bat, which was on our list, was it not?
Yep.
There we go. Currently no score at the Hoover Met. Bottom first, 2 outs. Runner on second for the Bulldogs. See if they can get one through. 0-2 count. Not looking great as A&M has looked fairly sharp on the mound thus far. Something else that's happening in the world of sports that we do need to discuss for just a moment. Do you want to talk lawsuit versus the NCAA or flag football in the Olympics?
Let's go flag football in the Olympics.
For 200.
Because I could care less.
I know, that's why I chose it.
Will NFL players actually play?
Absolutely.
Yes. Get the chance to be an Olympian?
Come on now.
Done.
Okay, then who's going to be our best bet?
To play flag football in the Olympics?
Jalen Waddle.
I'm going to say Tyreek Hill.
Almost speed.
Here's the question.
Jeremiah Smith?
Oh, man. Oh.
I don't know what in professional flag football, whatever that is, what is most desired? What is most needed? Is it short area quickness? Because I'm thinking physicality, probably not up top on that list there.
No Fred Warners.
We don't need Christian Okoye.
Can he rush the passer?
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, I don't think he just
right. But think about
better get the ball out.
Yeah.
Right. So if we think Von Miller, but that's not like Tyreek Hill might be the best pass rusher you could have based on how you rush the passer in flag football. I don't know these things. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Like Caleb Downs?
No.
Too aggressive.
I think if you go someone to rush the passer, Tyreek Hill could also rush the passer.
Mm-hmm. You didn't go to the flag football game at the World game?
I missed it.
Yeah, hey. Norway was pretty good.
Did you go to Life Saving?
No.
Okay. Well, then don't hate on me for not going to flag football.
Do you think the owners will let the players actually go?
Probably the back.
They voted that they could.
It might not be their choice. Yeah,
but they may also be like, if Mahomes like, hey, I want to go. Like, sorry, buddy.
I think Roger Goodell wants him to. I think he wants to market his brand of football, and this is an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many guys are going to want to, honestly. You guys think that NFL players are going to want – I mean, I know, Greg, you say, yeah, you're an Olympian, this and that. I mean, first off, take everybody in a contract year, and they're out.
Sure.
Done. So, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, maybe in.
Well,
like who in flag football, Greg, who would you want as your quarterback?
Well, if you can
how important is running?
If you can rush
the passer,
if you can rush the passer, I want Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Okay.
And we got gold. We got gold.
Can the quarterback run?
I think so.
Oh.
We got gold. You can put Will Levis out there and we bring it home gold.
Pick sixes don't count for us. That goes for the other team.
Like you want the quick guys, because you can play. Because there's not quote unquote set positions. I guess you would say. Like, I mean, Minka Fitzpatrick.
There's not like a tight end or a receiver or running back. It's just guys that can run routes.
Mm-hmm. Just get open, green grass.
So what receivers do we want? Do we need Jamar Chase?
1,000%.
Like you said,
Justin
Waddle,
Jefferson.
Hill.
Yeah. You put Devontae Smith out there. If you just want a big body, A.J. Brown.
We might just need like Mike Evans. I know he's a little older, but just lob it. Who's stopping Mike Evans in flag football?
Ain't many stopping him in real football.
Fair. Totally fair.
I mean,
Jaden Daniels at quarterback, too.
That could be good. Jaden or Lamar?
Lamar.
I'm probably taking Lamar.
Yeah. A little quicker. I don't think you can go wrong, though.
Saquon in the backfield.
Power
doesn't
you got to
matter.
watch these flag football guys sliding and spinning to keep from getting their flag pulled.
Yeah, it's not.
Kenny Pickett then.
It's not real football. Love that.
All right, like Dante Hall would have dominated flag football. Is what you're telling me. So we need guys like that. So we need Shifty. So now, how does that change who we want?
I mean, you're going to have 8 slot receivers.
Ricky Pearsall, Ladd McConkey, Cooper DeJean.
Can you block?
Do you need to block?
Not from him.
I mean,
can you have do you have one lineman?
What I remember in the World Games, there was one center essentially, but he's more. You can't
they're doing it sideways. That's not even really.
Right. So
I'm not giving credit for that.
You got a quick twitch guy. Yeah,
that's more of a snapper than a center.
Yeah, snapper.
All right, I want to know.
Either way, we're winning gold. There's no chance.
See, I disagree.
We're winning gold.
I think that there are going to be technicalities with this that other countries have been focusing on longer, and those teams have been playing together forever. And we're going to try to – this is not going to be no different than basketball. We're going to try to throw some guys out there because we think, we'll just moss everybody. And they're going to understand the intricacies of it, and it might not go well. It might go well. I haven't seen enough of it to know either way. I don't even know how it works. I know you throw and catch, and you intercept, and you pull flags. Other than that, I don't know. But you say you're calling gold right now.
Oh, 1,000%.
Okay.
USA versus everybody.
There are no offensive or defensive linemen on either team.
Fun.
And games will take place on a field that is 50 yards long and 25 wide.
Oh, yeah.
12-player maximum.
Yeah. Ladd McConkey and those guys, they're about to eat. This is what they do. Deebo Samuel? Oh.
If McCaffrey is healthy?
Each team's defense can have a maximum of 2 blitzers that they may rush the quarterback directly so long as all parts of their bodies are more than 7 yards from the line of scrimmage before the snap.
So you're giving Lamar Jackson 7 before you can. Yeah, bro, we're getting gold.
There's no way anybody's pulling Lamar Jackson's flags with a 7-yard head start.
We put Peyton Thorne out there. We're getting gold. Shark West Hunter?
Do you go RPO? What kind of offense you running?
Air raid?
Oh, Colby into this. Scoring is essentially the same as standard American football, though no kicks are allowed.
Oh,
that's down to 6 points. It's basically it's UFL. The offense can then, once they score a touchdown, 1 point try from the 5-yard line or 2 point from the 10.
Oh, we go for 2.
So let me ask you a serious question: is Travis Hunter a lock for this if he wants to do it?
Oh yeah.
Since you're
if there's only 12 guys, probably.
Oh yeah.
He'd be good too.
Saquon.
Yeah. Bijan Robinson.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
1,000%.
Who do we want like defensive specialist though? Marlon Humphrey.
Pat Surtain.
Yeah.
Actually, Trevon Diggs would be great in this, too.
I mean, you need somebody, though, with, like, I don't know, do you need pass rush skills for this? You just run at the guy.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you need to swim move
you
against
need speed
nobody.
And change of direction is all you need for this.
Yeah. We don't need no smart turn. No
so I don't know who falls into that category best defensively, but who are the college guys outside of Jeremiah Smith that
you're
think
gonna have?
Be really good?
You're gonna have 6 cover. You're gonna have 6 cover guys. There's no linebackers. There's no safeties. You're going to have 6 corners, 6 of the best corners in the world.
We're locked.
It'd be fascinating to see who they choose.
Try to tell you guys, what we don't need to do is fall down in the outfield. We're trying to field fly balls.
Guys,
we're giving up bases.
Got to rotate them hips.
You're just putting a runner scoring position, and now you're making it hard on my bullpen.
Now we can bunt them over, get a ball in the air. We got one.
We might hit the over on bunts in this game. Individually.
Oh, he slipped on the warning track. Oh, no.
God, that grass looks perfect. Look at that.
It does.
It's beautiful. I just want to go lay down in that grass.
Oh, no. Oh, he almost caught it still. That would have been a heck of a catch. He did almost catch it.
It would have been a heck of a grab.
Unbelievable.
Tell our listeners about Shannara Flooring.
They're the best. Fu has built his company on a foundation of integrity and trust, and you'll understand why when you have them out to your house and you see just how respectful they are of your home and how respectful they are of your preferences. You can go and see that 40,000 square feet of Core-Tech flooring in stock by Shaw. That's waterproof, and it's truly amazing. It's pet-proof, waterproof, kid-proof. It's pretty much, you name it, you can install it anywhere in your home. It's going to add value to your home or business. So if you're thinking about making some changes to your floors, call Fu. Call them at 205-518-6423. You can go online at fuandyou.com.
I'll leave you guys with this for today. Stephen Howland tweets in, the names no longer used sounded like the waiting list at the Golden Corral. It's good. We're back tomorrow, 3-minute front.
This is McElroy and Cubelic in the morning.